enough to be knocked out?
No, because I'll tell you what it is
crazy,
now.
That's crazy.
How is it crazy when he couldn't beat him when he was, well, he had nothing in him at all. His body was like wet tissue paper.
Guys, why are we even having this debate?
Is the fight is signed by both fighters. So both fighters. I mean, Fury's already said he signed it. We've now signed our end as well. So the fight is done. The location of that will be down to Turk El-Sheikh. You know, I think the one thing I'll say about Turk El-Sheikh is he's a mad boxing fan.
This version of Tyson beats 70-80% of fighters in the world. Do I look at him and think that version of Tyson can be a world champion again? No. Why is Tyson fighting again?
He cannot give us any. I don't even know why he's calling out AJ. AJ will fucking smoke him. He needs to relax when I call shout out.
John Fury is warning Tyson Fury that Anthony Joshua is too strong at this stage and the fight could be dangerous. He says Tyson's legs are gone and questions his ability to compete at the top level anymore. According to him, Tyson should seriously consider stepping away instead of facing Joshua right now.
No, they're going to throw down and give their best, and you know that by how calm they are. You've heard the saying, calm before the storm. This is it.
Eddie says the fight between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua is officially signed by both sides and fully agreed. He confirms the final decision about the venue depends on Turk El-Sheikh, who is expected to choose a historic location, with strong support for the UK being the preferred destination.
We signed the contract to fight wherever we're told the fight is. Obviously, I think everybody wants the fight to take place in the UK, but we'll see what transpires. Oh, it'll be unbelievable. I mean, you know, the fight's going to be mega, and to do it in the UK would be really special.
John Fury makes a bold claim that Anthony Joshua's self-belief and determination are strong enough to overcome Tyson Fury. He insists Tyson no longer carries the same punching power he once had. At the same time, he admits he will openly accept if he is proven wrong, but remains confident in Joshua's advantage.
Self-belief, he said, my self-belief and my determination enough to beat him is because I know he ain't got it. But listen, I'll be the first one to come and say, David, I'm wrong, Steve, I'm wrong, Paul, I'm wrong, John, I'm wrong. But I know this time what...
Spencer Oliver points out that the fight location is still undecided despite expectations around Saudi Arabia. He suggests Wembley Stadium as the most realistic venue and believes it would be the perfect stage for such a historic clash. He also hints that this could be the final encounter between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury.
Yeah, of course, absolutely everything you say about the accident and the effect is absolutely 100% right. But this went on before the accident. They've been avoiding each other for 10 years.
Well, they haven't really been. They haven't really
They
much.
have.
No,
People have wanted them to fight, and
Yeah.
they haven't.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Johnny. We won't know what appetite he has for fighting till he gets back into camp because of what happened in the accident.
Appetite is everything.
Andy Scott reports that multiple sources connected to both fighters are confirming the same update that the fight is fully agreed and will take place this year. He mentions direct confirmation from Tyson Fury's promotional side and also points out that Eddie Hearn has publicly declared the deal as officially done.
Each part of this deal, everybody is saying the same thing, that Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury is signed and sealed and they will fight this year. So I've been trying to contact everybody from the relevant sides. I've managed to speak to Spencer Brown from Gold Star Promotions, who obviously represents Tyson Fury, and he says, yeah, go ahead, confirm it. So Eddie Hearn has already put on his Instagram, signed, sealed, delivered, AJV Fury.
Max Kellerman confirms that the heavyweight showdown between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua has officially been signed. He explains that the fight is scheduled for later this year, unless something unexpected interrupts it. He also notes that Fury has played a key role in shaping this generation of heavyweight boxing.
There is major news this morning. Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua have now signed on the dotted line. The fight will happen, barring any upset between now and then, I'll get into that in a second, in Q4 of this year on Netflix. And this is a fight, you know, Tyson Fury really inserted himself into this.
Alexander Usyk gives a direct prediction in favor of Anthony Joshua, stating that Joshua would defeat Tyson Fury. He confidently repeats that Joshua has the upper hand and clearly dismisses Fury in this matchup scenario, showing strong belief in Joshua's chances.
AJ win. Hey, the belly. You know? Where is he? AJ
The way Plemines reacts to reports confirming that Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua have officially agreed to face each other with the fight targeted for Q4 of 2026. He mentions that early promotional material is already being discussed, but also clarifies that nothing is finalized regarding the poster design. He highlights confusion around his own trending status before returning to the main update that both fighters have signed. He adds that while the deal appears done, key details like venue and exact date are still undecided, with Wembley and late-year scheduling being widely assumed.
The first poster probably won't be the poster, but they're saying done deal, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Q4 2026. So I like that we are officially signed. By the way, why am I trending? What did I do? That's gotta be somebody else, right? Dwayne Wade, somebody else? There's no way. Why? That makes no sense. They've signed this fight. Apparently both sides have, which is good. But we don't have a venue yet. We don't have a date. I assume it'll be Wembley. I assume it'll be December or November, something around that time frame. I don't know about...
Carl Froch stresses that the Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua fight is still the biggest attraction in boxing, but warns that delays are damaging the opportunity. He states that the fight should have already happened and criticizes any unnecessary warm-up bouts. He explains that even a minor injury in a tune-up fight could push the main event further away due to recovery and training requirements. He strongly emphasizes that both fighters need to face each other immediately while the hype is still at its peak, otherwise the moment could be lost.
We still want to see it now because it's AJ Tyson Fury. It's past his sell-by date, but it's still a big fight. These two should just fucking get on with it, get in there and get this fight made. And all this pre-fight warm-up bullshit, it's totally unnecessary. It's going to kill it. Anyway, let's see what transpires with the AJ Fury fight. I feel that if these two don't fight each other next, if AJ has a warm-up fight, he could, even if he's fighting someone who's a knockover, he might get injured, he might hurt his elbow, he might jar his shoulder or twist his neck, and he's going to need 2-3 months out. Then he's going to need another 3 months training camp. This fight gets further and further away from happening. This fight needs to happen.
Max Kellerman describes the matchup between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua as the defining super fight of this era in boxing. He states that Fury has already proven himself as the leading fighter of this generation, while also highlighting that both fighters still remain active, which keeps the fight relevant. He explains that the event would become the biggest in British boxing history due to their profiles. He further adds that in his view, Fury appears closer to his peak performance level compared to Joshua, and suggests that even Joshua's best form may not surpass Fury's overall ability.
Anthony Joshua, that's going to be the super fight of the era. You know, what wound up happening is Tyson Fury simply proved he was the best fighter of the era. And now, he's also obviously a Brit, Anthony Joshua, they're both still there. They create the biggest fight, at least the biggest event in British boxing history. And I think there is a sense that while the event will be the biggest in the history of British boxing, that Tyson Fury is closer to the peak of his powers than AJ, and even that the best version of AJ was not as good as Fury.
Ade Oladipo explains that Anthony Joshua's approach is focused on building momentum through an active fight camp before stepping into a major clash with Tyson Fury. He states that Joshua aims to test himself against an opponent beforehand so he can enter the Fury fight in peak physical and mental condition. He also references Joshua's recent challenges and suggests that a summer fight is planned as preparation. According to him, the timeline being discussed places a potential Fury fight around November, which aligns with the broader schedule being reported by promoters and analysts.
You want to get in there against someone, you want to go through a fight camp and get in there against someone and destroy them so that when you approach the Tyson Fury fight, you know you are at your best, like physically and mentally, which is very, very important because of what AJ's gone through in the last few months.
Gareth A. Davies explains that the agreement between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua is now in place with only logistical details remaining. He states that the main focus has shifted to determining the venue and conditions for the fight. He suggests that an indoor stadium may be more practical if the fight takes place in the UK or the United States. He also mentions Cardiff as a possible option due to its retractable roof, or alternatively a major event in Riyadh under Turki Al Sheikh's backing. He emphasizes that such a high-profile fight requires careful planning due to weather and scale considerations.
They had agreed they were going to fight this year. Obviously, we now know the meat is on the bone now. So I don't know where it'll be. That will be the next big question. As you say, Q4, as you neatly put it. I think it will have to be indoors if it's in the UK or America. There's a retractable roof in Cardiff at the Millennium Stadium, so that potentially is the venue. I cannot see them risking a fight of this magnitude outdoors at Wembley Stadium in November. I mean, imagine the kind of weather that it could potentially be. So, given that obviously Turkey Al Sheikh's behind it, maybe it's a Riyadh season event in Riyadh in November, and they do crown a very big event in a large stadium there. And maybe, which is not out.
Eddie Hearn explains that Anthony Joshua's preparation strategy includes a potential warm-up fight before stepping into the major clash with Tyson Fury. He compares this approach to Tyson Fury's own preparation methods and states that it is a structured plan rather than a rushed decision. He confirms that the idea being discussed is for Joshua to fight in July as a tune-up bout and then face Fury later in November. He emphasizes that this is the current working plan and reflects how carefully both fighters are being managed ahead of one of the biggest heavyweight fights in recent years.
Netflix, everybody. So I think they'll be looking at a slightly easier option for Anthony Joshua to, like Tyson Fury had, with all due respect, and then move straight into that fight.
So you're looking at AJ fighting this warm-up in July and then Fury in November?
100%.
So that's the plan?
That's the absolute.
Johnny Nelson describes the Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua fight as the biggest possible matchup in boxing, even in the current era. He warns that delaying the fight could reduce its significance if either fighter suffers a loss before it happens. He refers to past setbacks in both fighters' careers, including retirements and unexpected results, and explains that the opportunity must be taken while both names are still at their peak relevance. He also states that Anthony Joshua should not take a warm-up fight and instead go directly into the Fury fight, because according to him, no other matchup, even involving Alexander Usyk, matches the scale of Fury versus Joshua.
Now, regardless of all the heavyweights around the world, it is the biggest fight in boxing to it, even now. But you can't leave it too long. You know, and we've had the Gypsies warning. AJ got turned over. Fury's been retired. Now that you've got the chance for this to happen, you can't leave it too long, because one of them lose. That is no longer the biggest fight in boxing.
So AJ doesn't get a warm up.
And you know what? I think AJ and Fury is bigger than anybody you put in.
Derek Chisora reacts strongly while discussing the relevance of a fighter's recent performance and the idea of calling out Anthony Joshua. He states that the previous fight he watched was not entertaining and failed to deliver excitement for viewers. He questions why that fighter is even calling out Anthony Joshua and makes a direct claim that Joshua would dominate that matchup. He advises the fighter to calm down and reconsider calling out top-level opponents. His comments reflect frustration with underwhelming performances and a belief that elite-level fighters like Joshua operate on a completely different standard inside the ring.
Yeah. Oh shit, let's be honest about it. I heard what you said about my fight with Deontay. His fight was more shit than anything else. AJ's gonna eat him in fucking four or 5 rounds. He no power, nothing. Good shit. Fucking hopeless. Fucking, we were falling asleep.
Johnny Nelson discusses the ideal matchup scenario between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury and describes it as the most suitable fight for both fighters at this stage. He evaluates Tyson Fury's recent performance and suggests that while he is still capable of competing at a high level, he questions whether that version is enough to reclaim a world championship. He estimates Fury's current level against most fighters in the division and expresses doubt about whether it matches his previous dominance. He also raises questions about Fury continuing in boxing, highlighting uncertainty around his motivation and future direction in the sport.
For AJ, his best dance partner is Tyson, and for Tyson, vice versa. I looked at that version of Tyson on Saturday night and I thought, this version of Tyson beats 70-80% of fights in the world. Do I look at him and think that version of Tyson can be a world champion again? No. Why is Tyson fighting again? I don't know.
Amir Khan reacts to Tyson Fury's recent performance and praises his return to the ring after a long break. He states that Fury looked sharp and controlled in the fight, which shows he is back at a competitive level. He highlights that this comeback brings back attention to a potential mega fight between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, which he believes could happen next. He describes it as a huge moment for British boxing due to the scale and history behind the matchup. He also references the face-off between Fury and Joshua and suggests that Fury was actively showing interest in making the fight happen inside the ring.
Tyson Fury was fantastic today. He boxed really well, and it's great to see that he's back on the scene again. And obviously, he boxed so well today, 2 years out the ring, or something like that. I think he's back now where we want to see that mega fight now with him and AJ. I think that fight could be next for both of them. What a massive fight that would be for British boxing. And let's see where it goes, man.
What did you think?
Across all these clips, the situation around Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua is being described as fully active and officially moving forward, with both sides confirming that agreements have been signed and discussions are now focused on timing and location. Eddie Hearn and multiple analysts explain that the fight is already agreed in principle, with only final details left such as venue and scheduling. Different voices also highlight that preparation strategies are being discussed, including the possibility of warm-up fights before the main event. At the same time, Johnny Nelson and others emphasize that this matchup is still considered the biggest fight in boxing and must not be delayed, as any loss or setback for either fighter could reduce its impact. There is also debate about performance levels, with some believing Tyson Fury still remains the most complete heavyweight in the division, while others question recent form and conditioning, but still acknowledge his elite status. Even critics agree that the scale of Fury versus Joshua is unmatched in British boxing history and possibly the entire sport at this moment. Now everything is leading toward one massive showdown that fans have been waiting for over years. The only question left is how and when it finally happens inside the ring. If you are following this fight closely, then tell us in the comments who has the real advantage right now, Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua, and do you think this fight should happen immediately or after a tune-up bout?